There weren't any surprises. The situation is pretty dire. We have seen a significant increase in state debt. The debt to GDP ratio exceeded 56%, and the expectation for the next few years is that that will increase to around 60% or just below it, which is really very, very high. Similarly, we see a lot of pressure on revenue or tax income from government. It was revised down, and that will mean that the budget deficits will increase closer to 5%. But that was expected. We are in a very, very precarious fiscal position, and I don't foresee, and even the medium-term policy budget statement doesn't foresee a recovery or a significant improvement in the near term. It was actually very interesting. There was a lot of doom and gloom within the lockup, where journalists were allowed to see the documents before he actually delivered the address in Parliament, and then there's a press conference. And the way he handled him during that press conference was actually very refreshing. He came out very like a non-politician. He wants to do things immediately. He, on several occasions, said he wants partnerships with the private sector to address service delivery, to address the lack of investment, and that there's definitely a role for increased private sector involvement in government projects. And in that sense, I think it's a very pro-business budget. He also said that he believes things should happen quickly. He wants decisive action when there are problems like corruption. He even referred to the pollution in the Vaal River area, where he has, with the blessing of the President, approached the Defence Force to actually deploy engineers from the army to try and fix that situation. So that is very encouraging, although he has been in the job for 3 weeks, and it will remain to be seen whether he has the political authority to actually execute on that promise. That was what everybody was hoping for, and what was revealed was a list of more than 50 projects that will be prioritized. It's not so sure where the funding will come for those projects, but it will be reallocated from other budgeted areas. Most of that would come from provinces, as I've read the papers or the document. But at least there's a list now, and government has promised that list will be published online, and it will be updated as more and more investment goes into those projects. And you need to start somewhere, and I think it seems promising because those projects are actually now named, and we see what the budgets of those projects are. Well, from a fiscal position, as I've said, I don't think there were any surprises, and Moody's shouldn't be surprised. But what was encouraging is that we have a new minister. He seems to be very excited and confrontational almost of the status quo, and he wants action to reverse the damage that has been done in recent years, to reinstill confidence in the political and the financial management of the country. And if he can convince the rating agencies that that is the intention, maybe we'll get a few months more of breathing space.